Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new Animal Crossing New Horizons video. Today we're going over the best and most accurate way to build the perfect Snowboy every time without fail. It's a super useful technique, so without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So beginning tomorrow, the 11th of December, snowfall will finally cover pretty much every aspect of our islands and settle on the grass, buildings, fences, bridges, bushes and trees and make the New Horizons island even more wintry than it already is. Even those of you who have yet to see snow will finally see your islands covered, which is really awesome. Now once the snowfall settles on the ground, it will of course bring a few new seasonal features with it, including snowflakes which spawn randomly and float around the island, and 2 snowballs which again spawn randomly in a different location every day. The snowflakes are the latest seasonal craft material and can be used to craft items from the snowflake theme set, but the snowballs can be used to build an adorable Snowboy who's a very charming special character many players in the Northern Hemisphere are meeting for the first time. To create a Snowboy, all you have to do is locate the 2 snowballs, which often spawn right next to each other, and kick them around until they're big enough to roll. Once the snowballs are large enough, you can roll them next to each other and merge them to create a Snowboy. Now within reason you can pretty much build a Snowboy in any size or shape you like, but if you build the perfect Snowboy with the correct size snowballs, he will reward you with a second seasonal craft material called large snowflakes and a DIY recipe for items from the new Frozen series, which include frozen and ice themed furniture. Now Snowboys will stick around for 4 days, slowly shrinking in size each day until they've melted completely. The good news is if the Snowboy was a perfect Snowboy from the beginning, he will reward you with an additional large snowflake each day until he disappears, which is very helpful for crafting these items. So for this reason, and to get as many large snowflakes and frozen DIY recipes as possible, it's important to try and build a perfect Snowboy every day. Now before we cover the exact steps you need to build a perfect Snowboy every time, there's a few things to remember when it comes to these snowballs. Firstly, given that building perfect snowboys is all about getting these snowballs the exact right size, it's entirely possible to accidentally make them too big. If you do, there's a nice simple trick to make them smaller. All you need to do is roll it over a non-snow covered area like sand, paths or patterns, and this will reduce the size of the snowball, making it smaller again, which is perfect if you've made the head of the snowboy too big, for example. Secondly, the snowballs can easily be kicked and moved around, but they are still fragile, so will break if the snowball rolls into the river or falls from cliffs, for example. Furthermore, the snowballs can roll super fast over bridges or down inclines and risk breaking if there are things nearby. Of course, if this happens or you accidentally hit the snowball against a tree or something, don't worry, as you can simply enter and exit a building to reset their locations. If the building is too close to the spawn locations though, you may need to run away until they're out of frame, but they will spawn back in. Anyway, moving on, there are a number of ways to build Snowboys, but the best and most accurate method, which works every single time, is by constructing paths to help you. First, using the construction app, you need to lay a path which is 10 tiles wide. Here I chose to alternate path types just between sand and dirt, so it was easy to see, but you can just use one type if you want. Next is to roll these snowballs until they're as big as they can possibly get. Just keep rolling them until they appear to have stopped growing. You can usually tell when the player struggles to start pushing them again. Do this with both snowballs and roll one to each end of the path. Then we're using the little trick we mentioned earlier to make the head smaller by rolling one of the maximum size snowballs along the path over 10 tiles until it reaches the body. This will reduce its size significantly by the time it reaches the body. It's super easy, and just like that, you'll have built a perfect Snowboy and will earn a large snowflake and a DIY recipe for your hard work. Using this technique will give you a perfect Snowboy every single time because the head needs to be 90% the size of the body, and rolling it over 10 tiles does exactly that. Don't worry if you don't have enough space left on your island though, as there is another way to measure the sizes using the camera. If you make the snowball body as tall as the top of the player's ear and the snowball head as tall as the bottom of the player's ear, you should be pretty close to building a perfect Snowboy, and although not as accurate as using paths, it's still a good option nevertheless. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to know about building the perfect snowboy and earning as many large snowflakes and DIY recipes as possible. It's worth mentioning that whilst making your snowboy, you should keep an eye on your snowballs, as dung beetles can now be encountered on the New Horizons island during the winter and will often roll your snowballs away, which can be really annoying. Furthermore, there are 3 Nook Mile goals for building up to 20 perfect snowboys, as well as daily goals, so be sure to check your Nook Miles app and the Snow Maestro goal to track how many you need. Of course, snowballs and snowboys will now be around for the rest of the winter season, ending on the 24th of February, and you can build a new snowboy every single day on your island, so there's plenty of opportunities to get all the materials and all the recipes you need. So there we have it, that's everything there is to know about snowboys and the single best method for building a perfect snowboy every time. But what do you think about this? Do you know any other tricks, and are you looking forward to creating snowboys around your island? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, for now, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you're an Animal Crossing fan, don't forget to subscribe, as I'm hoping to upload a bunch of new content over the next few weeks and leading up to the holidays. Until then, I'd like to give a special thank you to this channel's Patreon supporters, as well as this channel's members. You guys absolutely rock and truly help me upload as regularly as I do. I know it sounds cheesy, but I couldn't do it without you. Don't forget to head over to our Discord server too, and of course, if you made it to the end of the video, please comment perfect, just to let me know you did. That would be super awesome, and please be sure to include whereabouts on your island you'd like to build your snowboys if you can. I'd love to know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining. Please be sure to leave a like if you did. Thanks for watching, I hope you have an amazing day, stay safe, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace.